Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Wayno Reacts. I'm Wayno, and I react to stuff, and today it's the Barbie movie. Yes, right, I'm finally reacting to the Barbie movie. I've seen it twice now, so let's get into this. That's right, guys, I've seen Barbie 2 times now, once on Thursday for the early access screening, and again today on Sunday, and I can tell you the excitement for the film has not died down at all. Still a solid 80% of the audience are going to see it. Men and women are dressed in pink to support the film, and that's just absolutely amazing. It's on like a Comic-Con level of participation. It's something that I haven't seen in a very, very long time, and frankly, I love it. Greta Gerwig does an amazing job at framing exactly what a Barbie was meant to be versus what a Barbie actually became in society. What was a Barbie's actual impact versus what Mattel had intended. Mattel obviously intended, aside from the financial aspect, was for Barbie to be a kind of a spokeswoman for females in America. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be an astronaut, you can be a doctor, you can be anything. And you can also have a waistline like unproportionably humanly possible to your bust line. In Mattel's defense, they did actually add a line of taller and curvier Barbie models in 2016 to accommodate women of all shapes and sizes, so kudos to you guys, Mattel. With that being said, however, this film doesn't necessarily represent that, which I was actually surprised about. This film is very inclusive and representative. Overall, we see a Barbie with an amputated arm, we see a Barbie in a wheelchair, we see the representation of homosexuality, but what we don't see necessarily is a broad representation of Barbie of all shapes and sizes. Every person in this film, including Barbie's extras and side characters, all typically have a fairly slim, healthy physique, except one character, Lawyer Barbie. And I hate to say it, but Lawyer Barbie sticks out like a sore thumb amongst all the other Barbies, and I can't help but wonder exactly why no one noticed this. Why wouldn't we have a broader spectrum of shapes and sizes to Barbies in the film represented so that Lawyer Barbie doesn't necessarily stand out as much? It borderlines on cringe for me. She's almost like the token fat Barbie in the film, and it's crazy that it comes across that way, because this film really puts its best foot forward in representing people of all kinds and colors, every ethnicity, every race. And the fact that there's only one larger Barbie in the film, it's just like, I don't get it. Now, Barbie does, however, do a fantastic job at reversing gender roles in the film and really showing us exactly what it's like to be a woman in society today. Barbie Land is ruled by women. Women are in every seat of the Senate. There's a female president. Every job is occupied by a woman. And the men are just kind of there to look good and to just be on the beaching. And there's a great contrast there when we finally get to the real world, where Ken says men dominate the world, right? Yeah, we have all men presidents today. Men are on all of our currency. It's kind of a male-dominated society. So I kind of understand that. And if you felt like it was kind of weird in Barbie Land, when you got to the real world and you seen that direct comparison, you were like, oh, I see what you did there. And I think the film does a great job in making sure we understand Mattel had good intentions with Barbie, that Barbie was meant to be a role model for young girls and not to show the general population their inadequacies, right? When we finally meet Will Ferrell as the president of Mattel, that's definitely the message he gives. He passes out whenever he finds out that that message is kind of in question. And a really fun Easter egg that I saw in that, when we finally meet Will Ferrell, out the window behind him, you can actually see Warner Brothers Discovery Building, which I thought was hilarious. Something else I thought was really great was that Barbie immediately assumed that the daughter was the one projecting her insecurities onto her doll, which was affecting Barbie in Barbie Land. And in reality, she hadn't even played with Barbies since she was 5, right? Barbies are kind of out of touch with current day culture. Not a lot of young girls play with Barbies, especially past a very young age. So it was great to see that that was acknowledged in the film, and that it actually ended up being the mother who was still playing with dolls that her daughter had actually had, which was, I mean, kind of weird, but also kind of believable. Either way, I love that connection between her and Barbie, and I love the way that her insecurities kind of imposed on the fact that Barbie is supposed to be perfect, and that kind of highlighted exactly what every girl in America experiences on a daily basis versus what the ideal of Barbie is supposed to be. We eventually make it back to Barbie Land, where Barbie learns that Ken has completely embraced the patriarchy and brought that back to Barbie Land in the most hilarious way possible. And it's really a flip side of what we seen in the beginning of the film, where we didn't really see anything wrong with it when Barbie said, "You're not wanted here, Ken. It's girls' night every night. Oh no, this is a Barbie house. It's a dream house. It's not a Ken house. You need to go away." That was kind of just like taken satirically and with a laugh. But then when we see Ken say the exact same things to Barbie, then we kind of realize, wow, that's really exclusive, right? That's that neither gender should feel excluded in that way. And I thought that was a really great message of the film. And a few other messages that I took away, which maybe just me personally, but I love the fact that Ken called the dream houses a Mojo Dojo Casa house. Like, that's absolutely amazing. But what are man caves? Forget man caves. Let's rename every man cave to Mojo Dojo Casa house, because it's absolutely hilarious to me. Also, the way Ken always has to say two words in a row that mean the same thing. He's like, "Throw me a brewski beer," or he's like, "I got bottle-faced day drunk." Like, all these things are just so quotable and hilarious, and I just think the writing in this film is so funny. So all this leads us to our inevitable beach off, right? Between all the Kens. And it's really funny to me how we get to this place, because for some reason, the Barbies feel like it's okay to convince the Kens that they're interested in them, and immediately jump ship to another Ken, so they put the Kens against each other because they know they're too dumb to understand what's happening. And then while all the Kens are beaching each other off, they go and vote on another all-female Senate. So I was like, wow, we've had a really great message up until this point, and I see both perspectives now when I didn't before. But now we're going to go ahead and admit that women totally use men and seduce men and manipulate men in a way so they can get what they want, and that men are dumb enough to allow it. So I was just like, okay, we had a good message going. What happened? I was kind of confused by that. To compound that, unfortunately, towards the end, Ken is crying, and all he knows is that Ken is supposed to be with Barbie, and he says, "I always thought this would be our house." And I'm just like, wow, that's so relatable for guys, you know? Guys see themselves with someone, or maybe even women see themselves with someone, and they really strive and do everything they can to gain that person's affection. And when you're turned away, it's really difficult, right? Not every night had to be a girl's night, Barbie says. Like, she finally concedes to that, and she concedes to the fact that she's kind of been ungrateful for what Ken has had to offer, but then she immediately friend zones Ken and says, well, you know, stop it, I don't like you that way. And like, I get it. She's totally 1,000% allowed to do that. She is her own person, and she encourages Ken to be his own person and go find out what it means to be just Ken, not Ken and Barbie, which is a message I can respect as well. And when Ruth finally enters the scene and takes Barbie on her little walk of reflection of sorts, or enlightenment, she says humans make things up like patriarchy and Barbie just to deal with how uncomfortable it is to be human. And I thought that was a really profound statement in the film. We do that. We do. We do make things as an effort to cope with how difficult life is in general. And the ending of this film has a lot of heart. I will absolutely admit that. And that the final message in the film, which is be yourself, be what you want to be, don't rely on other people to be that or tell you what you should be, I thought was fantastic. So great job, Greta Gerwig. And can I just say, amazing job, Margot Robbie. Who else could have played Barbie that well? And even Ryan Gosling as Ken. He did an absolutely amazing job. All the other Barbies, all the other Kens, even you, Alan, did a fantastic job. I was very, very happy with the casting in this film and the acting in this film. And hats off to whoever wrote the ending where Barbie finally goes to see the gynecologist, because I almost fell out of my seat. Overall, guys, I thought Barbie was a really fun movie to watch. It had multiple mixed messages. Overall, it's very empowering to women. I think it maybe could have done a better job at equalizing that message for men, but it kind of made up for it towards the end. So I don't regret seeing Barbie. I've seen it twice now. It's a great film. I'd probably watch it again, to be honest with you. A lot of laughs, a lot of really fun moments. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Did you like Barbie? Did you take away the same type of messages that I do? Or did it speak to you in other ways? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more videos. And as always, I'll catch you back here for more reaction action.